Hey Noah, can you come out and get the bag of groceries for Mom? It's really heavy.
Yeah, sure. Mom, there's no way we need all these beans in our house.
It's for a recipe I'm making. You stink.
Says you.
Hi, Mom. What are we having for dinner?
What?
We're not having those beans, right?
It's for my St. Joe's video.
Thank God. Sherry.
Hi, honey.
I'm starving.
Oh, there's a lot of good things in the fridge.
You mean the beans?
Yeah, I'm good.
Honey, what are you doing with those beans?
Oh, these are for the Chef Piers cooking demo tomorrow.
Oh, phew.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, bud.
What's on the menu for today?
Well, I'm actually gonna make that healthy chili that has all the healthy beans in it.
Oh, the chili, the beans.
You are the sixth person in this family to make a nasty face or a comment about me making beans. What is the problem? Did you know that beans are one of the most important foods in the world to eat? And did you know that they are important to keep your digestive system on track? They sure keep mine on track.
They sure do, Mom.
What is that supposed to mean?
Just like give it a disgusting look.
Hi, honey.
Hey.
There's a lot of I'm sorry.
Yoda!
Thank God.
Okay, not left.
Oh, phew.
How many bread dough that
Actually, can you? This is tight.
Okay.
Action.
Oh. Hi everybody, it's Sherry back with our 5th virtual cooking demo. I hope everybody had a great week. It doesn't seem possible tomorrow is May 1st, but it is. Anyways, with that being said, today I'm going to prepare for you a healthy chili that will be served in a multi-grain bread bowl. The reason I chose this recipe, one, it's super healthy, it's delicious, and it's very easy to prepare. This recipe can either be made in a crock pot, which I'm going to do for you today, or it can be made on the stove. Okay, for our recipe today, we are going to start with 2 pounds of ground chicken. Again, you can either use ground turkey or ground beef. If you're going to use ground beef, make sure you use 90% to get the health benefits. We have 29 ounces of tomato sauce. We have 29 ounces of kidney beans. We have 29 ounces of pinto beans. You could substitute these with either black beans or garbanzo beans, whatever kind of beans you like. We have 1 medium onion, 3 plum tomatoes that have been diced, 1 to 2 stalks of celery which have been diced, In this particular recipe, I'm going to add 2 jalapenos just to give it a little more spice. You can exclude these, or you could even add sweet red peppers to make your chili a little bit sweeter. We have 3 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. And for our bread bowl, we have a multigrain bread dough that I purchased at Hannaford. You can either make your dough on your own if you'd like, or you could just purchase one, which is a little bit easier for today's cooking demo. Okay, so today I chose to prepare this recipe in a crock pot just to do something a little bit different. This recipe will be made exactly the same way if you're gonna do it on the stove, except you would just cook it for 2 to 3 hours and just stir it every 15 minutes, whereas in a crock pot, we're just gonna drop everything in and it's gonna cook all day. Okay, so we're gonna start with our beans first. You're gonna notice that our beans are a little soupy. That's because we did not drain the liquid from the can of beans. We're gonna pour that right into the crock pot as is. So we'll start with those. Okay, we'll move on to our pinto beans. And again, you can substitute any kind of beans with this. Next, we'll have our tomato sauce. And again, this doesn't have to be in any particular order because it's all just gonna be mixed together. So this recipe has so many essential nutrients in it. I mean, this recipe has everything from protein to fiber, which again is good for your digestive system. It has onions in it, which helps with the inflammatory process. It has celery, which is full of also antioxidants, and tomatoes, which are good for your heart health. Just so many wonderful benefits from this recipe. Okay, so now that we've added all our ingredients, we're just gonna give it a little stir. So I always add my meat last, and you're probably wondering why this hasn't been cooked. Most recipes will ask you to ground the beef or chicken or turkey before you put it into the crock pot. I never do because the meat comes out super moist if you just put it in as is and you don't pre-cook it. So I just pick it up and I kind of put it in like in little clumps or little meatball type consistency. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Now you're just gonna stir everything around. And last but not least, we're gonna add a little bit of water. The recipe calls for 2 cups, but I don't always use 2 cups. Sometimes I'll start out with maybe a cup, and then if I'm home while this is cooking and I look into it and it looks like it's drying out a little bit, I add more, but I typically don't need to. On the flip side, when you go to serve your chili and it looks a little too watery, you could just take a cup of the chili juice out, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of flour to it, whisk it around, and then pour it back in, and it thickens up nicely. Okay, it looks like it's ready to put into our crock pot. So this will cook on low for 8 to 10 hours or on high for 3 to 5 hours. Okay, before we prepare our multigrain bread bowl, we're gonna preheat our oven to 375. These are actually fun to make. I'm not sure if you have something like this at your home, but you basically just need any type of bowl that has like a rounded bottom to it. I've actually made bread bowls with this size bowl, which is a little bit smaller. This is a really bigger one, and this actually has a little bit different shape, but any type of bowl like this works. So when you're preparing these bread bowls, the most important thing is that you do not forget the non-stick spray. That is super important, or your bread bowl will not come off the bowl. Generously spray the bottom of these bowls. And then you're just gonna take your dough and you're gonna mold it around the bowl. This particular size dough, one package, usually makes 2 or 3 bowls. Okay, so once you get your dough stretched out, if you find that your dough is a little sticky, it doesn't hurt to add a little bit of flour to it, so it's easier to mold onto the bowl. Lay it right over the top, and then you're just gonna stretch it. Okay, so once you've got your dough stretched over your bowl, it's gonna kind of look like this. Well, just so you guys could see the difference of what it would look like. And this one's gonna be a little bit more doughy because it's a little bit thicker. Okay, so they're all set to go in the oven. I'm gonna set my timer for 20 minutes and then I'm gonna check it after 10. This step isn't necessary, but sometimes I like to just brush it with a little bit of olive oil. Just get some nice golden brown. Okay, these look perfect. Then they should just be able to come right off the pan, the bowl, just like that. Okay, let's take a look. And there you have it. Our healthy chili and our multigrain bread bowls. I hope everybody enjoyed today's recipe. I hope you give it a chance at home and give it a try, even if you just make something else and use these bread bowls. Sometimes I put pasta in these as well, so you can change it up. I hope you all have a great week. Stay healthy, stay well. Reach out to the health and wellness team if you have any suggestions for us, and we look forward to seeing you